metadata. Normally, what do you think about metadata? Check if I started recording. What do you think about metadata? What do you mean by metadata?
Some basic information about our file.
It is not about file.
File or a website or anything.
Metadata means, let us take, you have some information. Okay. Let's take, you have different set of properties. Okay, you have different properties. You have all the properties in the document and you have kept it in different bank lockers. Okay, or you have gold. Okay, you kept few set of ornaments in ICICI, few set of ornaments in HDFC and different banks. How you will identify which ornament is available in which bank? You will write it somewhere. Let's take you are maintaining a diary of that information. That is your metadata. That means whatever the information which needs for the set of objects, which shows the link, that means which shows where which is available, is a metadata. Normally in databases, we will say that metadata is nothing but which stores the information of the table name, in which schema it is, what is the table name, how many columns it has, what is the maximum size it has. So that kind of information is the metadata in the databases. As someone said, now you have all the list of files. Okay, so file name, file size, when it is modified, so all these informations is a metadata. Okay, it is all about information. It's all about the information of the respective object. Respective object is a metadata. Now what we are doing now, our get metadata, it is nothing but it shows the information. That means it retrieves the metadata. See, pretty good. What is this metadata? It retrieves metadata about given data sets or objects. Like you can have the files, you can have the folder information, and you can have the information of tables. Okay, what kind of data it will be retrieving? So what data, what options you have to get it? You can get size, you can get last modified, and you can get its names. You'll call it as item name, and you can see its child items. When the child items come into picture, when you have a folder, then you will go for child items. Let us write it in this way for each explanation. Size means, what does it mean? It returns size of 5, in which normally we'll be having in bytes. Okay, it will not be in 10 KB it will not be in that, it will be in bytes. Okay, if it is greater than 0, if size is greater than 0, then it is a non-empty file. Okay, like, and what is the last modified? Returns last modified times. When you will be looking at this, in which scenarios you will check the data. If I want to do something like this, I want to delete all the files with last modified 30 days older. So you will check current date to last modified of that file. If it is more than 30, you will delete. Such kind of options you can use. item name, you know what is it? It is a name of object. That means file or folder, whatever it is. Okay. Child items. What do you mean by child? What I told just now. When it will be used? Under the folder, or if you use star is nothing but a folder. All files in the list of files inside the folder or any pattern. Okay, it will give you all files child. What else we have? We'll check for existence. Exists nothing but returns true if file exists or false if not exists. What does it mean? You are conditionals checking. Your condition is like if file is exists or not. I told you example of this size. Size you are checking empty or non-empty file. Exists is checking if the file is exists or not. You can use this in the if condition. You can assign to the variable this true or false, and then you can compare. You can check if the file is exists or not. If it is available, then perform. If it is not available, then ignore the copy activity. Okay, you can specifically check for specific file. In that way, we can use exists. And we have different other options, like number of columns and schema related information. Those are not much used, which is called as structure, column count. Structure is used for schema information. Okay, schema information means what kind of schema, which are the column names and its data types, and all these things will be given. Column count will give you how many number of columns it is available. Okay, that means it will check. We are using this union. Do you remember why we have used union? To compare two data sets. So before doing that, we need to check structure and column count. That is what it is, right? You will check the structure, what is the column data type, and what is the column count. If these two satisfies, only then we will be performing union option. Okay, that's related to union. And also there is one more called as to check for the compression type. It checks, it identifies whether it is a, say normally in Unix, in Windows you can see, you can compress the file using zip or rar. Similarly in Unix you have gzip and tar. So to check which type of which type of compression it is. Okay, based on that compression, you can uncompress. Like if you use zip file, then you need to unzip. Okay, if you are using gzip, you should use gunzip. So these are different type of compression types. Based on this type, you will uncompress the file. And similarly, you can check for the partition counts. Okay, so how many partitions we have right now? So based on that, let us take your process is running longer. Okay, you don't know your data file size. It can be huge or it can be less. So you will check partition counts. Okay, if it's a huge data set, you will see the file size. If the file size is bigger, you will increase the partition count. If the file size is lower, then you will just have lesser number of partitions. This is to handle the parallel processing. Okay, this is all about the get metadata. Now let us see. Are you guys following me? Did you understand what is this metadata? What does this metadata means? It is just the information of the original objects which is stored. Okay. Now, just now we have done this. You know where it is? When I created this pipeline, I have checked in this general. If you don't find this, type here metadata. You will get it. Okay. So here, this general information is same. You don't need to do anything here. Okay. And the settings. I'll create a new data set. Azure Blob Storage. Let us create this JSON. Then service container. Let me choose this. Okay. I'm just using the complete file path. Okay. I'm just choosing why I'm choosing this complete file path. I don't want to use a specific file. I just want to use this. Okay. Now, okay. Dataset you can choose anything. Till now we have used CSV. I just want to show you how we'll be using, how the output will be in this. Okay. See the information. Okay. See what all we have. We have child items, exist, item name, item type, last modified. We have all these things, right? So in this, let us take child items for now. Okay. Let us take child items and let us do, there is no other option here. You can choose whatever it is, and in the file you can use whatever it is, but we are using child items because we have checked for folder. Okay. Let us just do this debug and see how it works. Anything else do we need to set? Here, if you look at this get metadata, it will not show any data preview because this get metadata is not a data preview, right? So look at this. This is input. And this is our output. If I click on this output, what I have given format, I copy to clipboard. This is how output will be. Child items. What is there? What is there? It has its name and type of file. Okay. So it has this information. If we use, let us change this type. I'll change this to last modified. And okay. this size. Okay, let us use one of these two. Let us use this two. See, last modified and respective child modified data. Okay, so this is how we'll be getting the attributes. Okay, now how to use these attributes, how we can do that. So normally if you look at this, we have different set of objects with the same type, name type, child items. We have different set, and in that folder we have different options, right? So what I'm doing, if I want to process each file, you have seen we have different set of files, right? This is what our output is. You have customer.txt, customer1, emp, emp1 order, these all files are there. Okay. Now I want to iterate each and every file. I want to check each and every file. Till now what we have done? We have done single file. Now in that directory, I have all the files. So I'm using get metadata to access all the child items to get output, the name and its type from the respective folder, all the files I have. That means I need to process this, and I should process this, and I should process this. That means I am iterating. To iterate file by file, one after other. That means we'll call it as loop. For that, we have something else called as for each activity. That is it for each. Iterators and conditions. Okay. What else we have in the iterators and conditions? We have if condition as well in this. See, for each, if we'll be using only based on this, mostly we'll be using these two. Switch and until are different. Switch is nothing but switch case based on the condition. It will be moving the data. I will explain you this in sequence so that you will understand. This is until. Until is also like for loop only iterator, but first it will execute and then it will check. Okay. Now let us do this for each first. See this. If I'm doing this for each, entirely this is different than whatever the activities we have created. What exactly we can do here for each? For each is normally it iterates the multiple files. It iterates multiple files. What kind of files we can get here? That means whatever the input it is getting. So based on that input. So here, what is my input is, I want to use my child items. Okay. So where is it? Why it is not showing? be having something. It should show here. It is not showing. Normally we should use something like this. Activity of what is our get metadata name. We didn't copy that name. What is the name? Oh, sorry. First I need to link it, right? Without linking, how it will come. See this. I was trying this actually. I forgot to link this and I was trying to check these activities. What do we need to do? We need to link this. Okay. First I have kept this. Before this activity, what I have done, I have not done this. Okay. There is a delete. So now if I click on items, I was trying like this. Okay. Add dynamic content. I'm not getting. Actually, I forgot to link. So when we are doing this output of get metadata should be input of this one. So when this input came, okay. So when I check this input came, I add this one. So this activity output. This activity output is input for this. Now what I'll do, I will just use child items. See, that is what I was trying to write. It is not showing. I was trying to write activity and I try to get this get metadata name dot output. And if you look at this, it has all the options here. Last modified, item date, item name, child name. Okay. So this is all items. I'll just use this child items. Okay. I'll take this child items. Now, this is my item name. So whatever the items I have taken, that is the input for this for each activity. Now inside this loop, what we can do, we can just see if I click on the plus here inside for each, what I can do, I can use any copy data or whatever it is. Okay. I can use copy data or I can use if statement. Where is that? If gender conditions, condition, if condition. I can use if condition as well. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just use this if condition in this expression. What we are going to do, we're going to add one expression. First, before going to this, let us delete this if condition. I need to explain this. You don't understand if I don't explain that. Oh shit, for each is gone. For each. This one. Settings, items, this one, child item. Okay. And which activity, what I need to do, I need to add one copy. First, let us do this. Okay. If I click on the copy data activity, I got options of copy. right? I got options of copy data. So in copy data, what you'll do? What you'll do? Copy data. What we'll do using copy data?
We'll add source and
Hmm? Oh, guys. Forgot copy data. You need to practice. If you don't practice, you'll forget what it will do. Right? Forgot all the things what you have done. Now you won't remember what we are doing here.
Transfer data from source to link. Sync.
Hmm?
Transfer data from source to sync.
So here we are using this one. First we will create a data set in copy data. Copy data. First we'll have the source. In that we'll be having data set. In the data set we will choose the link service. Hmm? See in this I am using this wildcard. Wildcard here I am using item. Did you got what I have done? I have chosen this incoming. In the incoming, I am just coming here under wildcard. I chose add items. It has shown me for each current item. Current item. What we need in the current item? I need the name. So if you look at this, whatever the name, don't blindly write the name. Whatever it is here, if it is child name, then write child name. Whatever is here, we need to use in this JSON, output JSON, what is there? If it is name, write name. If it is child name, write child name. Okay. So that is your, it will get the child name. Okay. Okay. So now incoming, in the incoming, whatever the file you have this. Okay. And what you want? You want it into a sync dataset, blob storage, continue. Let us take it in JSON. We'll convert all the files into JSON. In there, because we have only one container, let us convert all files into JSON files. Okay, this is our sync. Let us debug and see what it is doing. See what it is doing. If it is executing, first one is get metadata. Look at this. Why so many? Because see, get metadata, it is getting all the child items. So how many files it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 files. How many times it will run? Copy data. Says how many times it has done. For each activity is still in progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For each file, copy data is performed. Right? So it is iterating for each and every file. How many times, how many files are there? That many times copy data is executing. Okay. See this for each activity. It is looping, it is getting data. And if you look at this, see data read, data written, files read, files written, how many rows, how much is that, so everything will be available here. And you will also see for each file duration, how much duration it has, how many dollars it has executed, hours. So it will have all the information. Okay, status completed. So here, if you look at this, this is the complete this one. So let us see how many times we have done for each activity. Instead of doing one by one, we have taken the complete directory for each activity. You can perform, you can think why you are using this for copy activity. Directly in the copy activity, you can use wildcard as star, right? Here the thing is, if you use that, you can just do a copy, you can move the data. But here, I can perform other activities before copy data. I can check only if the file size. I can check if the file exists. I can check. I can have a if condition here before copy data. If I will have some condition and then I'll do convert. In that 8 files, if my file has, let us take last modified is something different. Okay, if it is more than 30 days, only then you should archive, you should move the file. And what I'll do, I'll have a if condition. We'll see that in the if condition. Okay. So using for each activity, you have control when you are performing some action. Say this. Say customer.sales.customer.json, customer JSON, customer text. Okay. See JSON text. What we have done, we have created JSON for each file. JSON and CSV. JSON, CSV. That is what we have done. Got it? Is it clear? Is it clear? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. So tomorrow let us see this if condition as well. So when we use, why we should use if condition, in which scenarios we should, for every time you should not use if condition. You should use for the specific purpose. Every time you will not use for each. If you want to copy all the files directly, you can do it only with copy activity. But when you need to perform some action, you should check a condition and then perform copy activity. Then you will do this. Okay. Fine. Any doubts?